Teachings for the New Golden Age by the beloved Ascended Master Kuthumi. The Second Death. The Chela now speaks. Beloved Master, what is the second death, which, like the doctrine of eternal damnation, frightens many students on the path? Blessed Chela, first, let me put your mind at peace. By dispensation granted through the mercy of the cosmic law, no soul belonging to this evolution shall ever pass through the second death. In order that you may understand what this experience is, so you may explain it to others, giving them confidence and assurance thereby, I shall briefly explain it to you. When the godparents of the system created self-conscious intelligences, made in their own image and likeness, the I am presence of every man, the individualized intelligences themselves chose in what manner they would use life and contribute to the progress of the universe. These individualized I am presences journeyed through the 7 spheres and, finally, through free will, became affiliated with one of the 7 rays. Some chose to take embodiment up on the planet Earth. Many never took such embodiment. The consciousness from the I am presence, focused through the physical heart in each physical embodiment, began to experiment with the use of energy in thought, feeling, spoken word and action, thus evolving an individuality as well as an etheric consciousness. If the use of energy was constructive, the individual contributed to the evolution of the race, and the soul carried through the veil of so-called death momentums of strength, wisdom, healing, love, and light. In the next life, the momentums increased, and finally, the mastery of all primal life drawn by that individual was attained, and the ascension took place. If the individual drew the energy of life into his consciousness and created only disharmony, discord, and imperfection, finally, the I am presence, endeavoring to work through that individual, was unable to fulfill the divine plan. Only when there was absolutely no possibility of utilizing the etheric consciousness of the individual did the I am presence disconnect its vitalizing flame from the individual. The individual used up the remaining accumulated energies of the lower bodies, and the form finally disintegrated completely. Later, the I am presence began to create for itself a new set of vehicles, emotional, mental, etheric, and physical, to fulfill its divine plan. Beloved Master, how was the abolition of the second death accomplished for this evolution? Blessed Chela, every dispensation which brings added opportunity to mankind must be paid for by the voluntary use of the energies of some ascended or unascended beings. In my contemplation, I was privileged to receive the idea of abolishing the second death because of my love for the individualized I am presences who had spent millions of years creating the vehicles through which they desired to expand the kingdom of heaven on earth. As one approaches a karmic board, not only with an idea, but some practical means of developing it as well, I pondered long as to how I might dissolve the shells of human creation that surrounded the etheric consciousness of man to a point where the presence could no longer reach them. Through the cooperation of beloved Saint Germain and the Violet Fire temples, and through the establishment of schools at the inner levels to which all souls which were headed toward such an end might go, I secured the acquiescence of the karmic board to try. By having a representative in constant attendance at the karmic board meetings, where the souls who have passed from the body await assignment to the spheres in which they have fitted themselves to dwell, I was able to have bonded over to me these particular individuals, who were then entered into the temples prepared in love for this endeavour. Beloved Master, as I understand it, it is within the prerogative of the individual to refuse to appear before the karmic board and remain either in the sleeper's realm or the astral plane. How did you achieve the results you desired? Blessed Sheila, through application, I made the call that out of all the individuals passing through so-called death in each 24 hours, at least one who was destined to end in the second death would accept the summons of the karmic board and appear before it. If one 24-hour period passed without at least one such soul responding to my invocations, my dispensation would have been nullified. One beloved friend made such calls for me long ago, and it was a joy to make similar calls on behalf of all mankind. As one life stream did respond in each 24 hours, finally the decree came down that the second death would never again manifest for mankind, the elemental kingdom, or imprisoned angels, so far as Earth's evolution is concerned. Since the dissolving of the compound and the awakening of the life streams within the sleeper's realm, a great number have been added to my special guardianship. However, it is reward enough to know that the love, energies, time and hope of every I am presence, which has sent forth a part of itself into the world of form, will not be wasted. It is reward enough to know that someday, sometime, somewhere, every I am presence will fulfill its part in the divine plan through the outer self it has sustained through the ages. Truly, it is reward enough to know that every individual shall hear the words, "Come home," and ascend into the God mastery of the arisen Christ. Please note, the second death was abolished by cosmic decree in 18 90.